I'm thrilled to welcome everyone to Dawson Orman Early Childhood Center. I am Mary Beth Stevens, the Associate Principal. We serve Jefferson County's youngest learners, ages 3 through 5, before they head off to kindergarten for success in elementary school. We've enjoyed a long-standing collaboration with both the Louisville Free Public Library and PNC Bank. So we are thrilled to be part of this exciting announcement. There's something exciting under that parachute, guys. It's my pleasure now to introduce our mayor, Greg FISCHER, to get things started.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Good to see you here. Mary Beth's parents and my parents were friends back in the day. So good to see the round team back here. But it is great to be with you all. How the kids feeling today? Pretty good? You guys look great. You look great. Now, when I was your age, I used to love to go to the library. And I loved Dr. Seuss books. Do y'all like Dr. Seuss? I like the rhymes. I like the silly drawings in there. And so libraries have always been a special place for me. And then when I became mayor, I said, just imagine if everybody could be learning all the time in the community. What a great place that would be. So we called that lifelong learning. And one of the greatest places to do lifelong learning is here in your school, obviously, but also in the library. Now, it's important that we want everybody to keep their education going. So one of the things I'm really proud about is that now any student, some of your maybe big brothers and big sisters in Jefferson County Public School, if they're in high school, they have a scholarship to go to college, no charge. Okay, so no financial barriers to get a 2-year degree at Jefferson Community College. That's a big thing now. So no financial barriers. Be sure to tell your students or your brothers and sisters about that. So we're proud about that. Now, we're also proud about why we're here today, because we're going to announce something very revolutionary and very good when it comes to books and bikes and fun times. So now we're going to be announcing a really cool bike now that can bring the library to you instead of you having to go to the library. And librarians will come to you on the bike with free books and library cards with story times and other programs. How's that sound? Huh? Sounds like a good time to me. So really want to say thank you to PNC, Chuck, to you and the whole PNC Foundation. You guys have been amazing. Mike and the whole team have been amazing helping kids in so many different ways. And there's no more fundamental way to do that than education and through reading. Because if you learn how to read, everything else in life is going to take care of itself pretty easily. So I'm excited to be here to see the bike. I haven't seen the book bike yet. There's a lot of excitement in the air. We'll be seeing this real soon. But before that, I'd like to introduce RINA GRATZ. She's JCPS's Executive Director of Early Childhood Education. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Mayor FISCHER. And good afternoon, boys and girls.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So I just wanted to say that I bet all of you love it when your teachers read a book to you. Raise your hand if you love it when your teacher reads a book to you. Yes, me too. I still love it when somebody reads a book to me. Even before I got to kindergarten and learned how to read, my favorite thing was when somebody read a book to me. And whether it was my mom or my brothers and sisters, or whether it was listening to a book on tape with my friends. Now, some of my older friends here know what books on tape are. And but as a mom, when it was my turn to read to my own kids, I looked forward to that sacred time at the end of my day when I could sit down with my kids and open up their imagination and just really let them discover who they are and express themselves and learn a lot of new words, right? So we know that decades of research have told us that early literacy, learning to read, write, speak, and listen, as the mayor said, are so critical to kids doing well in school, even progressing through their grades, and graduating from high school, because we all want to graduate from high school, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, and even to doing very well in life, right? And on the other hand, kids who don't have the ability to read, write, speak, and listen well early on, they will struggle throughout their life. So we know that books are so, so important for us. And that's why we're so excited about today. You know, Jefferson County Public Schools and early childhood in particular is so excited that books are going to be coming to young children in Louisville. And we ourselves have also partnered with other community partners, like the Ready for K Alliance, to bring books to kids who are going to kindergarten. Because we know that kids that have 100 books in their homes and read every day or are read to by people in their home, they do much better in reading all the way to 8th grade and all the way through high school. They do so much better. So we want to do that. We want to especially look at the places in Louisville that are called book deserts, meaning we don't have enough books in those homes. And that's what we want to do. And so we're very excited to partner, of course, with the PNC Foundation and the Louisville Free Public Library to bring more books in an exciting and new way. And I can't wait to hear what's going to happen here in a few minutes, right? So let's give a round of applause to the Louisville Free Public Library for wanting to bring books to your homes. And now I am going to turn it over and present to you the director of the Louisville Free Public Library, somebody who has devoted 24 years of his career to serving kids and families through our libraries, Lee Burchfield.
Thank you very much. There's so much that our library does on a daily basis to try and help our community do a better job of preparing our children for success in school. Whether it's giving away books during summer reading as in partnership with JCPS at meal distribution sites, or the story times for all ages that we have in our libraries, to the outreach that we do to daycare centers and schools across the community. So much of our energy is spent working to try to help our children and the adults in their lives know better how to succeed in school. So children come to the library for story time. They learn new vocabulary, they develop motor muscle skills, they learn how to use the tools that are essential for their success in preschool and first grade. But when the adults that care for them come with them, they learn how to be a support resource for that student. So we are trying to do everything that we can to make sure that every person in this county knows about the resources that are available at our public library. We send our librarians out into the community on the bookmobile. They go out in their cars and do outreach. But one of the great ways to explore any neighborhood is on foot. But it's hard to do that if you're carrying a box of books around with you. And so what we've got now is a solution that will allow our really talented outreach staff to go out into the community in a way that is the next best thing to walking, which is riding a bike and carrying the resources out into those neighborhoods that they need to take in order to engage with the families who live in those areas. It would be great if we had a public library on every corner, but the reality is there are a lot of people who live more than a mile from their closest library, and it's hard for them to get to the library if they have transportation challenges. This is a revolutionary, it's revolutionary, but it's not. It's a bicycle, right? But what you're going to find out is it's way more than just a bicycle. And that's what makes it revolutionary, is that it really gives us a way to get out into the community in a way that is very personal and just just makes our presence felt in the community. So I'm very excited to be here today. I want to thank the Library Foundation and the PNC Foundation, and what I get the pleasure of doing now is introducing to you the Executive Director of the Library Foundation, without whom we could do so much that we do as a library as possible because of the Library Foundation. So thank you, Executive Director Chandra Gordon.
Thank you, Lee. Hi, everybody. Are you excited? You should be. It's a really big deal. And I'm excited to be here with you. The Library Foundation, we're here to promote, enhance, and support our libraries. And we do that with the support of our community. We know that a stronger library means a stronger Louisville. That's why we're committed to providing funding that brings resources into neighborhoods, just like this book bike, so we can address challenges such as early childhood literacy and helping our families and their kids learn to read. This new book bike will not only bring books and story times to children, but it's going to make a connection between you, your families, and their library. And we know that's so important because children that use their libraries do better in school. We're proud to partner with others in our community to bring these resources to you and our families. In June 2020, the Library Foundation got a phone call from the PNC Foundation. They were looking for ways to partner in bringing books to children in the midst of a pandemic and social unrest. This first phone call led to today. This book bike is made possible because PNC recognized the importance of investment in our public libraries. And they have invested well. To date, they have granted over $280,000 to our library. That's made our book bike possible, but it's also made over 100,000 books possible to give to children to take home and keep in their homes around our city. That's amazing. We can't thank them enough. And that's why I am so excited to introduce a true library champion and former Library Foundation board member, Chuck Denny, Regional President for PNC.
Well, great. It's great to see you kids. You all look great, let me tell you. The future's in great shape with young men and women like you, future leaders of our city. You know, life's always about choices, and I was fortunate 11 years ago to be able to join the team of Mike Mall and Gene Scott and Anne-Marie Maldini, who make up, I would say, the reason why we're here today. The ideas and the energy that my partners, Mike, please raise your hand. Where's Mike? Mike? Oh, Mike's taking a picture. He's always working. And Jean's with her eldest child today. So welcome, Jean. And Anne-Marie Maldini. And Anne-Marie, thank you very much. My partners are the best in our company, and we go from coast to coast. We're on the Atlantic coast and the Pacific coast and the Gulf of Mexico. We're everywhere now, PNC. And we think Louisville's the best market of all the markets in PNC, and you would expect us to, but the work that my partners do in engaging the 1,100 PNCers that go to work every day in this marketplace makes a difference for all of us. We all work at our jobs, but the thing that we always take away is how are we helping the community? How are we helping a great mayor like Mayor Fischer? And a great leaders like our Free Public Library and the Library Foundation. These are partners that always do what they say they're going to do and get the job done and never take any credit for it. Everybody just works hard. I'm describing my partners when I say that. They should be up here talking about it because they did all the work. I get to say the words. So I'm grateful for my partners. I'm grateful for the Library Foundation. I'm grateful for our mayor. I'm grateful for the Free Public Library. I'm really grateful for you kids and you educators My wife's a JCPS teacher. I went to JCPS schools, went to the Bonnier Library, grew up around Seneca High School. This is a great community. Great communities have great libraries at their core. We do. We also have a great public school system. Let me just tell you, we invested $150,000 in this. And Mike, I don't think there's a better project. We got so excited about this idea of taking books to kids. And, you know, we're one of the early cities that are doing that. We're not the only one. We're one of the earliest ones to do it. And we know it's going to be incredibly successful. So when we talk about what drives us every day at PNC is we have a movement in our organization for the last 15 years called Grow Up Great. It's a $500 million movement that all of us work to achieve as PNCers to try to make our kids across the country be ready to learn and excel in school by the time they reach the first grade. And believe me, Gene, you know this better than all of us. I mean, and Anne-Marie and Mike, we think about this all the time. And that's why my partners said, you know, in the midst of the pandemic, how are books getting into the hands of kids? You know what? They found the solution. They found partners that said, hey, we're all over this. We're all in. And so we provided the money. And frankly, that's the easiest part. The hard work is done by the Library Foundation and the library to make it happen. And now you guys are going to read these books that are going to come with this really cool, I got to sneak under, I got to take a peek of it. And this is really a cool thing. I'm glad they're not going to make me ride it because I'd probably fall over. And you'd say, well, that guy can't even ride a bike. But I just want to say thank you. Thanks for letting us be a part of this. I want to thank publicly my partners. My greatest friend of the bike is Mike Mull. Gene Scott, who's a tremendous leader in our community. Anne-Marie Maldini, also a tremendous leader in our community. Without Mike and Gene and Ann, we would not be the bank we are in this marketplace. So thank you. Thank you, Mayor Fisher. Thank you, library. Thank you, foundation. Thank you, kids and teachers. And thank you, my partners. Thank you very much.
Okay, do you guys think you've heard enough people speak? Yeah! All right. So what's behind this over here? Does anybody know? It's probably a big bike. So can we count down at this age, or do we count up? Up? All right, let's count to 3. Okay, and then we'll see what's over here. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, that looks like fun.